Hello, Mohamad. Got your Solexes here that I'm going to test for you, and doing a cold start. It's 61 degrees, 57 degrees, so cold start. But first, we're going to go over a few things. First of all, fuel pump. Make sure you've got the correct fuel pump on your vehicle. And it has a priming lever. The reason for the priming lever is so that you can get fuel up to the carburetors after the car's been sitting for a period of time. How long that would be depends on the atmospheric conditions, temperature, and your condition of your cork inside your fuel filter selector valve. Anyway, this fuel pump works off of a cam inside the engine, and so if the cam is in the wrong position, you will get no resistance. And what you have to do is bump the engine over until you get resistance and feel the pump pumping, and it'll also make a squishing noise, and you should be able to feel the resistance until you get fully pressurized and pumped up, and then you'll have no resistance on the fuel pump lever. And while we're on fuel, it's very critical to have clean fuel, a clean gas tank. Make sure there's no rust particles in the gas tank, otherwise they will clog up your idle jets, which are right here, the G55 idle jets. And if those get clogged up, you have no idle. And they have very, very tiny orifices on them. So let me put this on the tripod and let's get set up for carburetor testing and tuning. You're going to mount the carburetors, and then they have a little bit of wiggle to them, and before you snug them down, you're going to put your air log in place and secure it so that the carburetors don't move. Then you do your final tightening on the mounting bolts for the carburetors, and then you pull your air log off and you can get to the rest of the bolts and tighten them up. One thing that's going to help a whole bunch in working on the carburetors, let me go get the tool. What's going to help a whole bunch in installation is a set of 1/4-inch drive wobble sockets. You don't need to use 3/8 or 1/2-inch drive snugging these down. You're not assembling the Eiffel Tower. It just takes a little bit of torquing to secure the carburetors. And also with regards to installation, your fuel lines here, you've got a fitting in the float bowl cover, and that stays stationary, and the only twisting you're going to do is on this fitting on the fuel line. You want to keep this stationary so it doesn't rip threads out of the float bowl cover, and then you do all your twisting here. Let's see, fuel condition, fuel. Okay, we got that covered. What else? When you're adjusting these things, you need to adjust them once the engine has warmed up. You can't adjust these things cold. What I use is the synchrometer, which is a great little tool to check your airflow. And what we're trying to achieve is minimal airflow through the second barrel and balanced airflow through the first barrel of each carburetor, and that's because the car idles and operates on the first barrel of each carburetor up until about 3,000 RPM, 3,500 RPM, and then this vacuum diaphragm opens up the second barrel. And so all of your adjusting for idle speed and idle mixture is done with the first barrel only. And you will also adjust the carburetors with the linkage undone so that you're running independently. Each carburetor is running independently, and then you adjust the linkage to fit, and that's why you got a turnbuckle here on the second carburetor. Let's see what else we're going to do. I was going to okay. All right, let's see. Let's hook it up and let's see, get this thing warmed up and Oh, well, before we're doing that, before we get it started up, what we're going to do is the G55 is just just screws down and does its job. As long as it's not clogged up, it's ready to rock and roll. This is the idle mixture screw, and this is the idle speed screw right here. So idle speed, obviously, you want to use these screws here to balance the carburetor so they're both flowing the same amount of air. And then the idle mixture screw, you screw this in until the engine stumbles, you screw it out till the engine stumbles, and then you get the midpoint where the engine runs the smoothest, and when you blip it, you don't get any backfiring. Now, I will have done all this for you, but there's no reason why you can't adjust this to your particular engine. You can't hurt anything. If you have any doubts, then just remember where the screw was in the first place, and then put it back to the exact same spot that it was before. But you really can't hurt anything, and you need to learn to be able to do that anyway. So let's see if we can see here. See here. Okay, we're good there. Cold start. Probably just need to maybe blip the throttle once, maybe twice. We'll see. We'll just try once first. Pull your choke. Maybe next time blip it twice. Alright, we already got a nice idle, cold, so what we're going to do is wait for this thing to warm up. As you can see, we have no temperature right here. We'll warm this up until we get temperature. You'll see the temperature spike, and then it'll settle back down once that's when the thermostat opens. There we go, going back down. Thermostat is open. Now we can adjust the carburetors. Alright, like I said, we're going to disconnect the throttle linkage here, so we know these things are running independently of each other, and then we'll do our final adjustment with the turnbuckle back here. we're going to check for airflow through here. Alright. Alright, airflow, minimal airflow there. Minimal airflow there. And we want balanced airflow there. We're at 6 a little bit. Now we're at 6 a little bit. And so if you don't like that idle, you will take this and you will adjust your idle screw. So let's bump it up a little bit just for fun. Adjust both of them the same amount. And a little bit above 6. A little bit above 6. So that's how you adjust your idle. Idle mixture screw back here. I'm going to screw this in until the engine stumbles and screw it back out. Yeah, the engine start to stumble and die. And you screw it back out. RPM picks up. Starts to stumble some more. I'll screw it too far and you can hear the difference. Screw it back in. See how nice it sounds? Sounds good there. It's not in the same position we started. It's going to depend on atmospheric conditions, temperature, humidity, air density. We'll do the same thing over on this side here. See if you can see that. No, can't see it. Let me move the camera. Starting to die. Back it out. Starting to die. Picking up some more RPM. Dropping off. Picking up our RPM. Okay. Now we've adjusted those. Now we can go back to our back to our airflow meter. Six. A little bit above 6. We picked up some RPM on this carburetor, so we're going to back off on the idle speed screw. There, down to 6. A little bit above 6. That idle is probably a little low, but it's just gonna, and it gives you an idea how docile or how adjustable the carburetors are, how well they work. So now we're going to bump it up a little bit. Bumped up the idle just a smidge. 6 and change. 6 and change. Sounds good there. Put our throttle back on and adjust it to where when we put the throttle lever back on, it doesn't change our idle. And there it did. So that means we have to adjust our linkage. Nope. That's not it. That's why there's a turnbuckle on here. I'm not using the turnbuckle. We do a hot start. Got you a good set of carburetors there, Mohamad. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Will.
What's going on out there?
Oh, usual fun and excitement.
Yep. Got a nice set of carburetors here.
It sounded like it.
Not too bad, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all due to the machine work.